Some years ago there was a reboot of sorts for the Gatchaman franchise. It was named Crowds and it was terrible. The only good thing about it was the concept of technology bringing people together through a video game. Everyone was motivated into being helpful for fictional points that do not mean anything in real life, yet were still a powerful incentive for making them active. Not long ago, Pokemon Go became a real-life example of that game. Millions of people were walking around looking for fictional Pokemon they can capture in real life. They were leveling up, increasing their collection, fighting other players, all of which do not mean anything in real life. That game was far from good. It was full of glitches, network issues, and the gameplay was simply walking around and button mashing. It still worked since it wasn't simply about getting all the Pokemon and leveling up. It was about sharing the experience in public with other players, with a big part of said experience being the glitches and the constant disconnects. It was a fine excuse to meet other people and use the game as a topic starter for getting to know them. The interesting thing is that this was far from the first time millions of people were motivated into doing something after being inspired by fiction. Without limiting this phenomenon to video games, Star Wars, the forefather of geek culture, has countless fans writing fiction, doing public events, and going as far as creating a new religion. Suzumiya Haruhi, the anime that made light novels a trend a decade ago, motivated millions into learning the dance from the ending song, going on trips to see the places seen in the series, and going as far as creating a new religion. And then there are the actual religions using fiction for the same thing since the dawn of time. My point is, fiction was always motivating us, and games are no more than a new variant of said inspiration, which makes it all that more interesting to see YouTube epically failing to tap into this phenomenon with its recent YouTube Heroes video. On paper, it's like playing a video game, like the ones on Gatchaman Crowds or Pokemon Go. You gain points, level up, unlock more features, while improving the community by being active. So what's up with all the negativity? To put it bluntly, it's because it created a game out of something that began as a medium of free expression that gradually became yet another marketing ploy for making money. There was no advertisements and monetizing at first, no bots flagging videos through algorithms, and no removing of monetization when your topics are unlikable in the eyes of the sponsors. What began as artistic expression was eventually mutated into another capitalistic corporation. As if that wasn't enough, now they are trying to make it sound like it's all a game where you have limited access and not enough tools to use until you play along. Not only they remove one's free privileges, they now try to make it sound as if it's fun getting them back. What triggered most was the part where you are rewarded for reporting other people's videos. You weren't leveling up by sneak attacking other players in Pokemon Go, since battles required consent from both parties and were just a friendly spar. You weren't becoming a better Haruhist by ratting out fans who weren't dancing well enough. You weren't a better Jedi follower when you were beating people with a stick if they didn't like the movies that much. And even in Gatchaman Crowds, when the bad guy abused the system for motivating players into destroying things for points, you were still clearly shown how damaging that was, despite not being obvious to the citizens in series. And I wish I could say the same thing for religions, but I can't, because they were always promising you paradise through killing members of other religions. One of the many things I hated in One Punch Man and My Hero Academia was how the system was evaluating heroism with points for doing the right thing. The heroes were trapped within a system that uses numbers for things that normally cannot and shouldn't be measured. Even when the stories eventually tell you the numbers mean nothing, it's still something nobody in series thought about, and even continues to use despite knowing it's worthless. This hindsight is what damages the whole concept of getting points and leveling up. Just like in Gatchaman Crowds and Pokemon Go, there shouldn't be an actual reward if it's just a game, or there shouldn't be scoring if it's not a game. Otherwise, they treat you as if you are playing a game when you're being serious, or they expect you to be serious when you're playing a game. So let me put it this way. YouTube Heroes is like a death game. It may sound fun to watch others killing each other, but you definitely don't want to be part of it. You are either going to stop being a content creator, or constantly suffer these limitations that can only be somewhat lightened by destroying the careers of other content creators. Shit man, I might as well be a believer. Over here you see the videos that convinced YouTube I am scamming money out of other people's work. If you watch these videos, you will see that the copyrighted content was used as part of a critique or parody and never in its original form, meaning it's not the original material and it should fall under fair use. Over here you have a channel that is using 10 times more footage than I do, yet it is not receiving any strikes because it is sponsored by Crunchyroll to talk about a series that are coming out. YouTube revenue is basically money one makes out of advertisements. Sponsored videos are also advertisements, since they are specifically made to promote certain products. So basically YouTube is promoting a model where someone is making money out of advertisements for being paid while making advertisements. You're essentially watching ads not only before the beginning of a video but also during the video. Meaning if you're not sponsored, the new YouTube does not allow you to make money by using footage of any kind, unless you are paid to promote it. YouTube is free to make any rules it wants, but when most people are motivated by money, it is basically luring people into becoming sellouts. Furthermore, it can take away monetization even if there is no copyrighted content, simply because a video spreads infamy instead of fame. Meaning on top of not being motivated to use copyrighted material, you are now also forced to be a yes man if you want to continue making money out of your videos. That is what modern YouTube is all about and why retro YouTube was better.
Stay frosty.
I would like to thank all the Chibits for their philanthropy. Especially for something I wasn't even intending to profit from. Thank you! Thank you, special snowflakes! Keep doing it! Internet drama is the best! Money, 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 money! Money! More people should be doing it! Easy money, oh yes! Analysis videos for idiots. Internet drama, baby! Reviews! Who cares about reviews? Internet drama 24/7! That's the future, people! Any content creators watching this? Stop doing whatever else you're doing and join the fun! So many special snowflakes willing to fill our pockets! We are gonna be rich! Rich, I tell ya! If someone likes a show, he will continue to like it, no matter how many flaws you find in it. If someone doesn't like a show, he won't be watching it, therefore there is no point in telling him the flaws you find in it. Basically, if you want to review or analyze something, you must only be positive, since the only people who will read it and agree with you are those who already like the show. And what that essentially means is that negativity is bad and positivity is good. You are only supposed to confirm the biases of the fans. You must only be selling them a product so they can keep consuming more products, and you must never suggest ways for how something can be improved by analyzing its mistakes. Because those who like it won't be convinced, and those who don't like it won't care to check out your suggestions. It's the death of critical thinking, the freezing of progress, and the deification of consumerism. Welcome to the modern way of entertainment, where YouTube is going to remove the dislike button, so nothing can ever be negative. And why should it be? You are supposed to like it if you're interested, and ignore it if you're not. Your feedback to the creators must only be positive. Ponder them as they ponder you, and everyone will be happy. Please comment on why you agree on this mindset. And you have to agree, because if you don't, you're wasting your time. Those who think like that won't listen to you, and those who don't think like that won't read what you wrote. And think of the sponsorships as well. Don't you want to make a lot of money without having to work hard for it? Be a shameless shill by being permanently positive.
McDonald's, if you want to send money my way, you can sponsor me.
I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it.
Oh.
I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it.
If your incentive is to make money, then you're not reviewing, you are selling a product by using its most superficial characteristics. It looks nice, it has symbolism, it's very hyped, it's popular and made a lot of money, therefore it's good. If that is all you care about, then you deserve to be called a pleb who exists to consume products and be excited for more products. In a similar fashion, if someone is saying there is nothing bad in making money out of your hobby, if your incentive is money, then it's not a hobby, it's a job. I know many who assume you can do both, but you can't. You have to lie a lot for selling what is supposed to be your hobby, when in reality it's a product. And yes, I am making money out of my hobby as well, but it's not nearly as much as it would be if I was a sellout. Because being honest and a real fan takes priority over selling a product. That's the difference between being a hobbyist and a sellout who lies because he wants to make money by selling you a product.
Manga companies are officially trying to cut out translators from the equation and use AI to translate manga. This is bad. This is legitimately bad. AI translations for our favorite manga. Obviously sarcasm. I'm not happy about it. I will not support AI translations.
A few days later.
In the video I made prior a few days back, I talked about how it's not necessarily a good thing. But after having a lot of time to think about it and seeing the community's reaction, my overall opinion has slightly shifted. In general, this is a good thing. Now, let's be completely blunt here, okay? We're all adults here. Most of the community, and I've been seeing this for days now, people continuously basically happy that AI is going to be replacing these translators. Like I said, a few days ago, I was more sympathetic, but after really seeing all the different comments from different, localizers and all of that, it now makes a lot more sense. Now, let's be completely blunt here, okay? We're all adults here.
10 days ago there was a small drama regarding Roger's base, a guy who is shilling One Piece for many years. He didn't lose any subs from it, but a lot of people made clips of him attacking his fan base on Twitter and painted him as an asshole. So he made a long video after that to explain what happened, and as it turns out, he was receiving a lot of toxic comments by his fans because he didn't like a recent chapter of One Piece. He basically snapped because of the non-stop negative comments of his own fanbase because he was negative about a chapter. It's another example of why the anime community is a shithole. You can never be negative without getting constantly harassed. You will eventually snap and start yelling at everyone, wishing to be left alone. Although this is nothing new, we all know this happens since forever. There is an extra layer of deception going on here that has to be addressed. Roger's base assumed that he is allowed to be negative from time to time. He thought he could express his opinion and that the least his audience could do was respect his opinion. Also, being critical of a work you like does not make you a hater. It only means you want the best of that something by providing feedback that can make it better. That makes complete sense, doesn't it? Customer feedback is what can improve a product and to draw in more customers, or not drive away the established customers. He made complete sense when he said that, and he's also a fucking hypocrite. He named his channel Roger's Base. He gained hundreds of thousands of subs just by shilling One Piece. He's sponsored by companies to promote One Piece and a bunch of other games if you check his videos. He makes live streams where people donate money to him for telling them how much he likes One Piece. When you are that deep into a community, when you have sold your soul and get paid to shill a product, you are no longer there to provide feedback or to be critical or to express your honest opinion. You are a drug dealer. You are being paid to sell an addiction and to maintain said addiction. You wouldn't name yourself Roger's Base if it was about you all along and not about One Piece. For example, I named my channel That Anime Snob. I can talk about any anime in a snobbish way because that's the identity of this channel. You, on the other hand, you can only be about One Piece and you cannot be negative because it was never about your honest opinion. The companies are not sponsoring you to say you don't like their product. Your fan base is not making donations, so you can tell them you don't like what they like. You established yourself as a shill, a drug dealer, a hype-tard. You sold your soul to the devil, more like the devil fruit, for money. You are not here to be negative or critical or honest or to offer a feedback. You are here to make money by telling everyone what they want to hear. It's not about what you want because it was never about you, Roger's base. So although it's understandable and expected to eventually snap when you constantly get negative comments because you express your opinion, you are in the wrong because you are not supposed to express your opinion. You are only expected to be a paid hypocrite. The sole reason your channel exists is to make money by shilling products. In conclusion, you are wrong, Roger's base. I understand that it can get to you if you are being attacked for being honest. I experience that every day of my life. But don't try to excuse yourself snapping and yelling at your audience, because this is not part of your portfolio. It's not the agenda you chose yourself to push. You are betraying what you chose to be part of. You are breaking the rules. You are not upholding the terms of a contract. Deal with it. You probably know of Chris Stuckman. He's one of the most popular movie critics on YouTube. Or he used to be, since as time went on he became more and more positive in his criticisms, to the point nobody could take him seriously. The reason is money, as always. He wants to direct his own movies, and for that reason he's ass-kissing every single Hollywood director in hopes of being allowed to be one of them. This is the result of being part of a system to a point where you depend on it. You have to be positive all the time, so the system will keep supporting you. If you are not positive all the time, the system will reject you, as many forums and sites have done with me. I've been banned so many times I lost track. Why? Because I didn't like everything. There is absolutely no other reason. You can't be honest when you want to be part of a system, which is why when Chris Stuckman was supposed to review Madame Web, a movie that is universally mocked, he could only say, well, I don't want to talk about it. I am sure a lot of people worked on it, and it doesn't deserve to be bad-mouthed. Please let me make my own movies. What kind of an excuse is this? Not any different from any anime sellout who doesn't like people being negative because it disrespects all the work put into making a crappy show. Effort doesn't excuse a shit. If something is not good, then it's not good. If everyone gets a participation trophy, then nobody is given any reason to get better. And if everything is considered good, then what's the point in being critical at all? So enough with this bullshit. You can be as critical as you want to be without being dependent on a system. And as always, never be a fanboy of anything.